Hey, you guys, welcome to Let's Go Deep with Saniqua Nicole, you guys. And in a minute, I'll literally have a guest popping on too. But I just wanted to get started, you guys, um, and give you a chance to be able to go ahead and click in, you guys, and be able to see and comment as you choose to. So bear with me, you guys, because I'm trying to literally bring up some things here so I can see y'all's comments. All right. So hopefully I'll be able to see y'all's comments. I think I set it up for that. Let me click over here as a matter of fact so I can see y'all's comments. All right. So there we go. All right, you guys. So welcome again, you guys. Literally, this is airing both on my Facebook page, Saniqua Nicole, as well as my YouTube um, page. I am her. But thank you guys for tuning in. Today, I just came on here for pretty much no rhyme or reason. I just, had time today. It's a little chilly outside for me today. And I just got over being sick not too long ago. So I'm taking it easy and definitely building my immune system back up to where it needs to be before I get out there in them streets, as some might call it. But that's what we're on here today. Mainly, I wanted to come on here, you guys, and just address the internet streets. Okay, that's what I call it, the internet streets. And so I felt the need to just come on here, you guys, because in me sitting with my phone, logging into Facebook and literally clicking in and scrolling and things like that, as I have been doing for quite a few, I say years, I've gotten to know a lot of people that I really don't know. And a lot of people have gotten to know me that really don't know me. And that's through the things that we post and how we open ourselves when we put things on social media. People literally start thinking that they really know us. And that could be good for a lot of people, depending on who you are. And then I'm noticing lately it's getting quite ridiculous and harmful for a lot of people. So I just felt the need to come on here and just see what y'all think and what's going on and clear up some things and see what we can do to come to, I call it solutions, because a lot of people, they'll come with the problems and they talk about the problems, be it content creators, influencers, or whatever the case may be, podcasters and various ones. They come on and they just open up a person's can of worms, right? And start talking about what this person is doing, should be doing, not doing, and all this kind of stuff, right? And for a listener like myself, you start really getting involved in people's lives and their mishaps. And today I was just sitting around thinking, like, that ain't cool. You know, it isn't cool that we get to the point where we literally start attaching ourselves to people's downfalls or their mishaps in life, or things that they're going through that literally is not positive. And I was asking myself, I was like, why do we get so drawn to things that aren't positive in the world of social media, or these internet streets, as I call it, me and hubby call it? And there's no solutions being brought forth. We'll talk about people's relationships, whether they're happy, and then if they go sour, then we seem to latch more onto the sour moments and forget that these people was ever happy, and we don't get to the point where we're trying to help them get back to happy. Instead, we like, oh girl, look, oh my goodness, she calling her husband names, or he calling her names, or they airing all their business. And you might even call some people, not on the phone necessarily, but on these internet streets. You start tagging people and people start coming on and stuff. And before you know it, it goes from just a relationship with some problems to complete chaos and drama. And I'm just like, whoa, how did we get here? And then 1 year leads to 2 years, 3 years, and then it's just nonstop. And it used to be that the juicy news was literally celebrities. their ups and downs, right? That was what we was latching on to and things like that. Various people was latching on to. But now it's just ordinary people that get on here and begin to have people following them, and they get to the point where they start having thousands of followers. They move from thousands to 10,000s, and then before you know it, they got a couple of million and keeps going, right? I haven't really seen nobody with a trillion followers. Y'all correct me if y'all have. I haven't seen anybody with trillion and gazillions of followers, but I have seen people with millions of followers and possibly even billions, right? But what I will say to that is, with that comes a bigger and a larger moment for these people, because people literally start falling in love with these people. I call it start worshiping these people and the ground that they walk on. They want to know every dying minute, every living minute. They want to know everything there is to know, right? And I used to be like, oh my gosh, I want following, a bunch of people, followers and stuff like that. I'm a great person, blah, blah, blah. But the more I've tapped in and scrolled, I'm like, no, I'm good. Because people literally start real lifing. People literally start thinking they are absolutely, they grow from being, I call it a fan, to being a follower. And from being a follower, they just get creepy a little bit, right? And we see it every day. We see where they find out various things about you, the good, the bad, the ugly, and they want to hang on to the ugly, and they really want to get attached to the ugly part of you. And when they get attached to the ugly part of you, that's where things just get out of hand. And that's where I call it these internet streets. So I'm gonna take y'all back a little bit. Let's pause for a cause. All right. Can y'all remember before there was these moments, whenever that was for you, before you got on social media and got yourself, I call it a platform, or even logged in and created a page, do you remember that you literally went places and felt safe going to those places? And you know why? Because you knew that you wasn't going to put yourself in harm's way. You wasn't going to go nowhere where people that didn't like you, where people, that was after you for the things you said or whatever the case may be. You just didn't put yourself in harm's way, is what I'm going to say. You literally would leave out your home of choice, get in your car of choice, and drive to your place of choice and hang around the people of your choice. Y'all remember that time in life? Oh my goodness. And we already thought that was tough to do sometimes, because sometimes there would be somebody that would walk through the door and you're like, oh my goodness, not her. Oh my goodness, not him, right? Depending on the person, the situation. But the one thing about it, you could always get up, grab your coat or your purse, or I'll even say your wallet, and get up out of there, right? If you just didn't want to be bothered with that person. Well, do you understand, when it comes to these internet streets, that becomes impossible. It's crazy. Because every time you log in, the only way you won't experience that probably is if you stop logging in, right? And I'm going to go ahead and say, who wants to do that? Who wants to not log in? You created your page for a reason. I don't know what your reason is, but I can only go over what my reason was. When I created my page, I don't even know what year it was, y'all. It was a long time ago. I remember I was in college and in Houston, and one of the girls I was cool with, she mentioned to me about Facebook. She's like, do you have a Facebook page? What's your Facebook handle? I'm like, what are you talking about? And she went on to explain it to me, girl, that's a place where you could keep up with your friends and your family, and they post stuff and you just could keep up with them and stuff like that. Girl, you got to get the page. You got to get a page. And at the time, I at that moment was going to school to get my degree in cosmetology, right? And she was like, girl, let your clientele follow you and things like that. And that way you could post your hairstyles and all that stuff. I'm like, cool, let's do this. So literally we're in the library supposed to be studying for a test that we was having. And instead I got drawn into this Facebook page moment that she was explaining to me. So with the help of her, she created my Facebook page for me and told me how, I log in and stuff like that and how it works. Well, back then it was simple. Because like I said, that was buku years ago, right? And so I would literally say it was boring to me because I remember I would get on there and I'm like, this is boring and this is dumb. I was like, I don't want to just scroll and try to figure out who's who and what these people are doing. I don't care about that. So I literally stepped away from it for years to come, right? Then we're talking about me. Then what took place, you guys, is I started selling jewelry, right? And so once again, I've done other, things in my life, but anyway, the moment of picking Facebook back up, I would say was in 2017 is where I really just started getting back to like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna go ahead and get this ball rolling, right? And so, and let me make sure I'm right. Yeah. It was 2017, May 2017. I'll never forget it. And so again, it popped in my mind with the person that had created my page many blue moons ago before that had said, if you want your clients, to be able to keep up with you and be able to post what you're doing and stuff like that, and for them to be able to see your stuff as far as your business goes and stuff like that, Facebook is the place to be, right? I didn't know anything about Instagram. I didn't know anything about Twitter. I didn't know none of that. I don't even know if it existed then. I didn't know. Okay. I moved straight from MySpace to Facebook. I'm just saying. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, make a long story short, I started posting my jewelry, pictures, and anything I could. Back then, I was going to once a year to conventions with my jewelry company and everything like that. So I was posting those moments and stuff like that. And from there, I started getting people what they call following me. I wasn't paying attention to the numbers. I'm gonna just keep it real because that meant nothing to me, right? Only thing meant something to me is when I click that live button and I hold up a piece of jewelry like I did yesterday. Y'all check out my live from yesterday. I showed some fabulous pieces. I will hold up my jewelry, right? And put a price to it, $5. And boom, before I know it, people like add that to my cart. So that was what this moment meant to me. It meant business and standing on business, right? So I was excited. I was like, oh my goodness, this is great. This is awesome, blah, blah, blah. So that's all that Facebook was to me at that time. As my following grew, I remember being contacted through my inbox by Facebook with messages saying that they had a pilot where they were getting ready to start paying people, right? And blue checking people, you get a blue check and all this kind of stuff. So without going all into detail and telling all my business or whatever the case may be, that moment happened for me, right? And I was confused because from there, it seemed like the more and more following I seen people getting and myself getting or whatever the case may be, the more and more inboxes I was getting and things like that. And it was taking away from my jewelry. It seemed like people then started like inboxing me about like who does your hair, who does your eyebrows, who does your makeup, you look fabulous. All these inbox moments is coming in. And I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, what happened to people clicking into my lives and watching my jewelry lives and getting jewelry from me? I was confused. I was like, I don't understand what's going on. So of course I started reading up on it, like, what is all this moments of my inbox and how are people reaching out to me and stuff like that? Anyway, so it seemed like it started being more and more to handle. And so I had to make a decision. I was like, do I start trying to get to know people that are following me or just stick strictly to my business and my sales or whatever the case may be? So I combined both of them, right? I decided for myself, like I'm her, Saniqua Nicole, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind getting to know people. I know people out here in these real streets. So let's do these internet streets, right? So then, of course, I started accepting people that was sending me friend requests and stuff like that, right? Make a long story short, here we are today, right? And so where we are today in these now what I call internet streets, it has changed. Oh my goodness. It's like now they be having all out wars. I feel like my military days, and I'm going to tell y'all, I was in the military for quite a long time, and it's more wars on social media than it is where it could and should be out here in the real world, okay? And so I'm saying all that to say, and I don't know if y'all talking to me or not. Once hubby gets on here, maybe he'll be able to see y'all's comments because I can't see y'all's comments, right? But oh, there y'all go. Let me see if anybody's saying anything. Hey Wanda, how are you? Dig on my baby. Babe, go ahead and click in. Have you already done that? Leo? All right, but anyway, you guys, moving back to what I was talking about. So now I'm seeing all kind in today's moments. We'll say starting in 2023 is when I really started noticing that social media moved from all the business presence of people having businesses and stuff, and I'm clicking and seeing what they selling and supporting people and stuff like that, right? Now it's like nobody's even worried and concentrating on that. That's moved over to TikTok, the shopping part, right? It seems like. And now this moment right here is so dramatized. And if it's not the book, as I call it, this blue book, then it's that red tube, right? Them two, baby, what y'all doing? What are y'all doing? And why are y'all doing this to each other? I mean, people are literally having all out wars on this blue book and the red tube. You can't scroll for nothing. And it seems like they're generalizing it to certain individuals that they're keep bringing up. And I'm not going to mention their names because the names is not important. I say move to the solution is what I say. And that's mainly why I popped on here today is because there's got to be a solution to this, y'all. It has to be a solution. I don't know if business is lost. That part I don't know because I do see people still flourishing in their business on both platforms. But it's like the drama is constantly overshadowing that, and that's where you're starting to see people getting paid for this moment, right? And the more you pay people for the drama, it seems like the more drama comes, right? And it's sad to me. Okay, I don't know about y'all. It's sad. It started off entertaining, right? And you're like, oh my goodness, let me see what they got going on, what they're going through. And then 1 year turned into 2 years, 2 years turned into 3 years. You're like, whoa, we still talking about these same people? And these same people now, where they started off having, I call it the good following, now they got enemies and frenemies. I'm like, oh my goodness, how are we on this right here, which is called a platform? We ain't in real life. You don't even know these people in real life. But you find yourself so involved in their lives and the ups and downs that they go through that you literally get to the point where you either love them, ain't never met them, ain't never done nothing but seen them click live like I am right now, go live, and then you like, oh, I love her, or I love him, or I hate her. Ooh, I can't stand her, or ooh, I can't stand him. He think he all that. Listen, y'all hold on. Because we're going to talk today, whether my nose run or not. We're going to clear the air, and we're going to hopefully get to the point where somewhere within this conversation, y'all like, that's the solution. That's the solution. Okay. We're going to try to keep it cute. We're going to try to keep it cute. But y'all see that title, Let's Go Deep? Sometimes going deep ain't cute. Okay. So I thought my husband was going to click in, y'all. He was going to help keep me balanced because I could get, a little winded sometimes, but I'm gonna try not to do that. Y'all gonna hear me sometimes saying, condensing it and trying to, you know what I'm saying. So the first thing I want to talk about is we got so many different titles now. Now, when you sign in, like I said, back in the day when you signed up for this type of platforms, it wasn't asking you, did you want to sign up to be an influencer? Are you signing up to be a podcaster? Are you signing up to be a content creator? All these little fancy names that ain't nobody got a degree in. Okay, it wasn't doing that. It was just simply, you want a page, here's the page, put your information in, boom, you got a page. But now, people are literally getting carried away in these titles. Do y'all agree with me? I see people all the time, like, I'm a content creator. Pay me for my content. That's what I'm gonna say. Thumbs up. I ain't knocking you. I'm just saying the real. Don't that happen? Okay. And then you got your other people. They like, oh, my favorite influencer is on. My favorite influencer is on the good. Do you know her? That's my favorite influencer right here. Y'all, she an influencer. Or he an influencer. What? What are you influenced? What are they influencing you to do? I'm confused. I'm lost. I mean, now is there some positive people? Yeah, sure, because I am. Okay. I'm a positive person. I get it. I get it. But not everything in life should influence you. And when I say that, most of the people that I see saying they are an influencer or whatever the case may be, I'm just like, what are you literally here to influence people to do? Because you're argumentative, you're putting all your negative moments in life on here, and not just about you. If you're going to talk about you, because I'm talking about me too, I get it. If you want to talk about you, I'm down for that. Talk about you. But when you get to the moment where you think you know somebody else's life story and you put it out there in such a negative moment, a degrading moment, that's ridiculous to me. I'm like, let that lady tell her own story. Let that man tell his own story. How you going to have be a podcaster and have people come on your show or your podcast and you ask them a question about somebody that ain't even on there? When did we start doing that? And then they open up their mouth. Well, what I think is she should, or that girl's life is, or that guy's, he a narcissist. Who in the world gave you permission, first of all, to tell that person's story like that? Back in the day, you used to get sued, right? I'm going to take it like this. Celebrities. Start naming some celebrities, right? And when you're talking about these blue book celebrities, some of y'all say y'all celebrities. That's funny. We can talk about that in a minute. And we ain't talking about the red tube and all that stuff, right? And the crackers and grams. We ain't talking about that. Those people that just made themselves celebrities on here because they got a large following. That ain't who we talking about. I'm talking about, remember back in the day, I don't even want to say nobody's name, so I ain't gonna say nobody's name. But you had the real celebrities, right? That was getting paid outside of social media. They literally had talent that we was following and going crazy about. They literally had wrote a book or something, that literally was just like best-selling novel or something to that nature. Those people is what I'm talking about. Now, if you were to bring up any of those people before this platform got developed, you literally could be charged with defamation of character, right? If you just start telling lies about their life and all that kind of stuff. Y'all remember that? It was like lawsuits, okay? You were scared of lawsuits. But on here, people be posting people's pictures. It ain't your family member to do. It ain't your aunt. I'm not your cousin. I'm not your friends in them. You know what I'm saying? And people are posting other people's pictures and making fun of them, or if they see them out with somebody they ain't supposed to be out with, and let's say they married or something, they like, oh my goodness, she with so and so and she got a husband back home, or he got a wife back home. How did we get here? Who are you people? Y'all done became, what do they call them people? Paparazzi to the 12th power. Y'all ain't even getting paid really and truly. Like, paparazzi is out of business, okay? Paparazzi don't even have to follow people around no more. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Because y'all do. Right here. I don't know how y'all be snapping these pictures and getting these pictures and then sending them all across to everybody or whatever and tagging everybody or whatever. Before you know it, y'all can scroll it if y'all think I'm lying. Scroll. Or type somebody's name in, and you would just see pages upon pages upon pages upon pages of negativity about them. I'm like, if you're going to post something that they did that's worth mentioning. So what? They pregnant. People get pregnant every day. You know what I'm saying? Don't they? I'm here. You here. So that lets you know people are having babies. It's baby daddies. That's the word y'all done came up with. I hate that. But everybody want to talk about people's baby daddies. Look it up. It's just like, I don't even know these people. And I feel like I know them by y'all putting all this stuff on here, all y'all content creators and influencers and podcasters. Oh my goodness. Man, I don't know how y'all sleep sometimes at night. Now, I ain't saying all are messy. That's not what I'm saying. But the ones that, if the shoe fit, then look, find your size, okay? That's what I'm going to say about that. You know you messy. Let's go deep, okay? If you're going to put yourself on here and start talking about other people's demise, then you got to understand that one day somebody might post yours. And it's happened. It's happened. I seen one lady, I ain't gonna even say her name, but she had put, stuff about everybody. She's putting stuff about everybody. And as soon as something happened in her life, in her home, or whatever the case may be, they put it on there, right? Her money situation and everything, and it's crazy. And I mean, these are people that don't even know her. And I'm still trying to figure out, how did y'all get all this information? Well, some of the ways I know because y'all telling on yourself. Y'all like, oh, I looked it up. I typed in public records or whatever and found this about them and posted it about them or whatever the case may be. Baby, listen. I don't know. Some of these people, y'all be taking too much. Y'all be letting people just do any and everything to y'all. I'm telling you right now, as saved as I am, I'm going to say it again. As saved as I am, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not going to play with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to go back and forth with you like some of these people do. Y'all get to the point where y'all let y'all's followers just get under your skin. And I ain't talking about good followers, because there's good followers and then there's negative followers, right? Everybody that follow you don't have your best interest at heart. And that's sad. I think I would want somebody to follow me because they literally want to be like that moment where they celebrating my goods. You know what I'm saying? And praying for me for my bads, right? That's the kind of following I would want. But some of y'all that got these followers, y'all literally love having the followers that go off on other people. Wow. I don't know. These internet streets just simply are streeting, okay? I mean, it's literally like we're walking out here and know each other. But we're literally in this little cube or whatever, maybe your cell phone, maybe your computer screen, maybe your laptop, maybe your tablet. I don't know what you're looking at me through, but that thing is messy. How it get messy, y'all? And then to think we paid for it. And all we could do is be messy on it. Close it up. Stop it. All right. So we talked about all that. So I've been heavily sitting back, you guys, because I don't want to do like other people and just talk about the mishaps and all that kind of stuff. I literally want to get to the point where we can go so deep and literally get to the point where we find solutions to these internet streets, because these internet streets are definitely dangerous. They're dangerous because people are posting people's addresses. Yes. People are posting people's addresses that they don't like and telling people go get them and all this kind of stuff. What? Let me tell y'all something. Let's stop there for a minute. What I want to say about that, I know I was the other day scrolling, and this one young lady, she was so beautiful. She caught my eye, and she was just telling her story about her friendship and everything like that, right? And how it went sour, with another female or whatever the case may be. And then she got to the point where she definitely said that during their fallout moment or something, her address got posted or whatever the case may be, and she got in harm's way, is what we'll say. So let's find some solutions to that. We're going to stop right there. We're going to find some solutions. Listen, you guys, people's lives are not to be played with. If the simplest way I could tell you to find a solution for what's going on in these internet streets, and you're going to hear me say that the whole time I'm on here on and off, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's the solution. That's the solution on how we can better ourselves on this platform. I wake up each day and remind myself of that. To do unto others as I would have them do unto me. And the reason why I say that, I'm going to tell y'all real quick, and maybe this will hit home with y'all, because I don't always want to put it on y'all to tell this, have a story told. But I'm going to tell you about me. Yesterday, I'm in these real streets, not these internet streets. And I literally had to go to my phone company, right? I'm telling on myself, right? I had to go to my phone company, to I got a new cell phone, and I found out I needed a SIM card. Okay. I didn't want to wait for the SIM card to come through the mail. So I literally said, I'm going to drive down and get to this phone company and go in person and just pay for it if I have to, right? So when I get in there, listen, when I go in, I'm smelling the strongest smell of weed. And y'all, I used to smoke weed back in the day, right? So not allergic to it, okay? That ain't what I'm saying. But I walked in this place of business, and the person that's to help me, customer service, right? Lord have mercy, it wasn't nobody in there but her. And in the back, her child was hitting the back behind the wall, crying loud and playing and doing all kinds of stuff, right? So she brought her child to work, but that it is what it is, right? So back to me. I walk in, I'm like, whoa, had hubby with me. I'm like, whoa, man, woo, that's that fire, okay? So I'm cool. Do you? Y'all excuse me. Talk about me. I know y'all gonna stop shot this. What is it? Screenshot it. Do it and see what happens. But anyway, so yeah, the smell had me on cloud nine. Okay, I'm like, whoa. So anyway, I don't mind because like I said, I used to do that, so I get it. You ain't thinking that you need to leave that at home. Or sometimes when you light it up in your car, or whatever the case may be, you think just because you got out your car and you finish smoking it, that smell don't follow you. Well, it do. Okay, anyway, so we're in there. Now it's time for me to conduct business and her to conduct business. Baby, that's where I got the problem. Because when I got to the counter, she's so on it, she can't even understand nothing I'm talking about. She can't conduct no business. She getting smart with me. Anything normal. I ain't even saying nothing, but I'm putting on customer service. You feel what I'm saying? She supposed to be, but I'm stepping in the role of customer service. And so it got to the point where I was like, you know what? Just erase everything out the computer, honey, that you have rung up, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave. I don't want to do business here. And I get my car and I leave. So what am I saying? That's an in-person moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's a moment where I could leave that place and I can definitely go to another one because it's all kinds of the kind of phone I got. They got them all up and down everywhere in the city where I'm at that I could just walk into a whole nother establishment, right? And not have that treatment. So I wasn't going to make no big to do. I'm not going to call your boss, get your boss up here or nothing like that because I'm going to let you do what you do. You're going to get yourself eventually fired. I don't got to do it, right? So I left out of there or whatever the case may be. By the time I got my car and me and hubby are driving off or whatever, my brain cap, that light bulb went off. And I thought to myself, I was like, I could literally order it and not have to deal with none of this and let it come. It'll be a couple of days. I could still utilize my phone. So let's do it. So I came on home at peace, right? Ain't thought no more about it till today. Okay. But I'm saying all that to say that's in person, right? And actually, literally, when we came in the door, whatever the case may be, I did see her with her phone, scrolling through her phone or whatever the case may be. So she probably was looking at some type of social media stuff anyway, but that's another story. So I'm saying all that to say the in-person skills was so horrible and I was in reach. You feel what I'm saying? Even though I'm not that type of person, I grew so much. I used to be. I told my husband, and he already know. Back in the day, baby, what I experienced with that in-person moment, I wouldn't have known no better, thought no better. I would have just yanked her over the thing like, who you getting smart with? You know what I'm saying? But thanks be unto God for saving me. I don't operate like that no more. So I found a peace in it. She kept her attitude. I walked away, right? But I'm saying all that to say that was in person. So now let's bring it to not in person and being on this platform and this social media time. And that brings up a question. How do y'all get to what normally would be an in-person all-out brawl and fight to now these fast typing phalanges right here. Baby, y'all be doing it, okay? I see somebody live like I'm live, right? And they might even be talking trash or whatever to their viewers or whatever they talking about, or sometimes they just be peaceful. And y'all be just like, and before I know it, all kinds of comments are just going up. I'm just like, and I read the comments like, oh my goodness, no, they didn't say that about him. No, they didn't say that about her. Oh, they calling her name. Oh my god, I hate you. I'm gonna send somebody to your address. I got your address. I'm just like, now I avoided this in person. I conducted myself in person. So surely y'all got time to think about it because the person ain't even there with you. Why are y'all arguing with each other on social media? Why do y'all go back and forth like that and just get to the point where y'all have all out brawls with each other and grow to hate? I can't stand this person. And you see it in the comments. I hate her. Her hair ugly. She thinks she cute. How do you know that she thinks she cute? Just because she live and she might even say it, that may not be what she really think. Let's say she on here because now people making money off of this social media. Y'all do know that, right? So people will pop on here, you guys, with that interest, right? And y'all will grow to literally click follow just so that you could say some hateful stuff to that person. And then y'all be making up fake pages. That just really blows me away. Like, how did you make that fake page? How are you hiding behind that page and just phalange? Just type it. Can't stand you. You ain't about nothing. I wish I would see you in my city, out your city. And that's the other thing. Have y'all ever asked your followers where they from? I have. And baby, I'm going to tell y'all right now, the majority of my followers do not live in my same state at all, not even near me, not even close enough for me to get in my car and want to put gas and go the next city, next state over. Y'all far. So I'm not arguing with nobody. In person, it's a choice. On here, it's a decision. Okay? In person, to argue with somebody or fall out with somebody becomes a choice. You decide whether you're going to do it or not going to do it, right? But on here, it's a decision that you can make. You don't have to let these go to war. Some of y'all probably, y'all's hands probably, if they could have muscles. Y'all's hands could look like Lou Ferrigno's or somebody, just a hawk. Just be like, if it could show how many times you didn't type that hateful message to that person, baby, I wish it could, because then we'll know, because y'all's fingers will be swelled up, your knuckles will be up here and everything like that. And it'll be waiting for you to calm down a couple of days before it go down. That's what should be. I'll be wishing sometimes because y'all be so hateful on here and be so bold at it. And some of y'all just probably ain't never been in a fight your whole life. Avoided every argument in your real life. Probably scared to go out your house in real life. Probably if somebody slapped you in real life, you probably wouldn't slap them back. I mean, but on here, y'all be coming like y'all about 7'4" or 8'9" or something that ain't even. I just be like, that person must be really big and strong. No. So what is the solution? Because that's what we're on here for today. Let's go deep. The solution, you'll hear me say it often, is to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And that's literally what I did. When I told y'all when I walked in person into that phone store and felt like I was being treated like I, shouldn't be treated or whatever the case may be, I made a choice. I made a choice to be the bigger person. And so that's what I'm asking that you guys do on this particular platform. You have your own platform. Nobody is in charge of it but you. Nobody could really get your platform taken away from you but you. Um, and nobody should be able to put you up to anything that you do on your platform but you. So if you spend more time just developing the attitude that I'm gonna do unto others as I will have them do unto me, it still could be a fun place. It could still be funny. It could still be a pleasurable moment for you. You'll still have some good stories to follow and be a part of. It won't lose its juiciness because for some reason people think that they have to just be so evil to each other in these internet streets and feel like they literally act as if they're in person and tripping the people with these phalanges, right? Y'all tripping. And so I'm just going to ask with the platform that I have, that's why I came on here going live on both platforms, and I could have went live on other ones, but I decided to just do these two because this is where mainly I see it. Let's do better. And I'm talking to my queens right now. I was talking to everybody, but now I'm going to devote this next moment to my queens. Listen. I want to be in your life motivation for you to take a deep look at yourself like I had to in life. I wasn't the person that sits before you. I haven't always been this person. I used to really get into the fighting moments, head hunting as I called it, getting my point across, by this moment, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I even been a United States Army soldier. So I literally joined the military for various reasons, but one of the reasons was so that I could learn how to shoot a gun and be good at it. Various reasons. There was more reasons than that, but that's just one. You know what I'm saying? I knew no limits. I didn't know at that time that life was more than just doing what you want to do, how you want to do it, and not considering those that are around you. And the thing that changed my life was definitely by choice, me coming into the knowing that there's a better way. And if you want to know what that way is, we could definitely talk, but that's not what this live is about. I'll do one on that on another time. But I learned some valuable lessons in life, and that is anything that comes out of this right here, it don't matter what goes into here. You feel what I'm saying? It don't matter what goes into here, people. This is some valuable stuff I'm about to teach you because this is what I learned. It don't matter what goes into here. Once it gets here, I decide how I let it out here. You feel what I'm saying? Let's dissect that. If you are on or in, I should say, these social media streets and you're feeling attacked and you're seeing that people are putting some of the most negative, derogatory stuff in the comments and getting to the point where they're just really addressing you in the just most hateful and distasteful manner, do you understand that it didn't even go in here? Like out here in this real world in person, in real life out here in person, you gonna hear it. And if somebody could keep saying it, they could keep saying it, they could keep saying it. You feel what I'm saying? Like that girl was getting on my nerves in the story. She kept saying stuff, kept saying stuff, kept saying stuff. But do you know what? It went from here to me thinking about it. I got to the point where I was like, let me think about this for a minute before I respond, right? And once it got here, I'm so mature in my thinking. I've grown so much that anything that she was doing immaturely, it became unbothering. It couldn't bother me anymore. It got to the point where I was like, you know what? Let me save her job and save me a harassment and some time. And there's other stores I could go to. So I made that choice, you know what I'm saying? Not to act like she was acting. That's in person. You could do it in person. But do you realize how easy It is on here. I mean, think about how crazy you really are to be arguing with somebody on here. Baby. Nothing that is in front of you that you are pounding these phalanges on, did they pay for? They didn't pay for it. You did. They didn't log in. You did. They didn't log into your phone and bring up your page. You did. So I'm helping y'all with some solutions. So if you put in the forefront of your mind before you do anything from the beginning of your day, remind yourself throughout the day, I'm going to do unto others as I would have them do unto me, not how they do unto you. That is not what the phrase is. The phrase is not do unto others as they do unto you. That ain't what I said. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That means if you don't want nobody to do that to you, baby, don't do that to nobody else. It's that simple. And life will become simple. My life is simple now. And I have so many good things in life that I've accomplished with that motto. Y'all, I wasn't nothing back in the day. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I wasn't nothing and I wasn't going nowhere fast. I could tell you some things about my life, but we ain't that close. Okay? Those that know. Okay? Been through a lot, done a lot, and shouldn't have done a lot, right? But I learned my lessons. And I learned my lessons before it took me down. So that's all I'm on here to do today for you guys. I'm trying to help you guys with solutions instead of some people just bring you all the situations and do like I did in the beginning, tell you what's going on in these internet streets, and they just leave y'all there, right? They're telling y'all the good, the bad, the ugly, the juicy, the derogatory moments, and who's laying with who hate who, and who should be in love with who, and who's not in love with who, or whatever case may be, who getting together, who ain't getting back together, who shouldn't be together. None of them are solutions. Y'all do know that, right? Well, this girl called me Solutions. Go ahead and change my name. Call me Solutions because I'm going to bring y'all some solutions. The solutions is to understand that you were not given these things right here. Majority of us have 10 of them. You was not given these to harm anybody, to hurt anybody. I know some of y'all think that's what these is for. That's not what they're for. And we're talking about on this platform, right? Every time you type something, it's a decision that you made. Y'all need me to say that again? Everything that you type on here, and every time you type something, it's a decision that you made. Because even when you type it, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I don't mind being corrected. Every time I go to type something on here, a comment, I have a choice to hit enter. I have a choice to delete, back it up, change what I'm saying, think about what I'm saying. Am I wrong about that? But once you hit enter or send, whatever your phone or your device tells you, is the moment for it to then become a comment for the rest of the world to see, mind you. Guess what? That just showed who you really are. The comment that you made showed who you really are. Trying to be. Let's put it in there. Because some of y'all, like I said, y'all don't even fit that stature of wording that y'all use. Some of y'all would not be caught on the playground when we were kids saying that, let alone you an adult. You're a whole adult. And that's what you want to say? Tell us how you really feel. And oh my goodness, can it be positive? And that's what I want to encourage you guys, everybody under the sound of my voice. I'm going to let y'all fill in the rest of those moments or whatever case may be on that. And I'm going to move on to one more moment in life here in these internet streets. But I want you guys to really start taking charge of your emotions. Start taking charge of how you really are. Okay? That's important. Don't get to the point where you become everybody else. Everybody else doing it. Everybody else saying stuff. And everybody else saying shit about nothing. So why you got to be that person? You could be the very person, my queen, my kings, that could take that person from that horrible stage that you think they are to the most uplifted moment they've ever experienced. And that becomes a good follower. And I'm using that word lightly. I'm calling it following because you literally shouldn't be following anybody like in a layman's term, but we're talking about because they got that follow button on here, and that just simply means connect me to her. You feel what I'm saying? So we'll say when you get connected to somebody, you should want to be connected to be uplifting for them. That's the kind of people I want. I don't want nobody following me that ain't trying to encourage me. I'd rather have 10 or less than to have a large number and I got to sit here and feel like I'm about to cry because all of them talking trash about me, which ain't gonna never happen for me because my block is tight. My delete ain't got no problems. So I'm not gonna let nobody take me out of character to the point where I'm gonna go back and forth with you. Because the greatest moment ever that'll shut the argument down is when they ain't got nobody to argue with. If you ever want somebody to stop what they doing to annoy you, don't get annoyed. And watch what happens. That is the worst moment. I've been in those moments when I was rowdy. I'm going to call it. Did y'all get that screenshot? Probably. It's cool. I got a nose. And it was running. Okay. But anyway, there, I said it for you. I've never ever, and it can't be an argument. So let me say it that way. It can't be an argument unless you open up your mouth when they open up their mouth and start arguing with them. Me, say something if you want to that I don't like. If we are in person, I promise you, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm going to walk away. Because I know my strength. I know my weaknesses. So I encourage you to know yours. I know my strengths. I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. But for what? I'm never going to do time for you. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. You're never going to get me out of character to the place where I'm sitting there going back and forth with you. Showing how ignorant we both can be. No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm not doing it. Leave that to somebody else. My time is too valuable. Your time is too valuable. Life is so big that there's enough room for all of us. That's the other thing I need you to know. There's no reason to be jealous of nobody. There's no reason to compete. And I'm talking to my queens, and I'm going to let the kings talk to the kings because the kings got something different going on. Theirs is the lesser of evil, if you ask me. Theirs is just that ego guilt trip. And I don't got that to do. That's for a man to talk to a man about that. But I'm talking to my queens right now. We should not be jealous of each other. We should not be envious of each other. I'm not even worried about your body type. I'm not here to encourage you to show your body. I'm not here to tell you not to show your body. I'm not here to downgrade you. But if it's something I could do to create a solution for the problem that I see arising, I'm her. If it's something I could do to straighten your crown, because I wear one too, and if mine is crooked, I'm going to need you to put mine straight too. If I'm missing a ruby or one of my gorgeous jewels, irreplaceable jewels, if you see that it's missing, it's a way to let me know. Hold on. Excuse me. Baby, it's a way to let her know. And that is, you don't have to shame, and we don't have to shame each other in front of everybody. No shaming at all should occur. If it goes back to what all our grandmothers and those before them used to say, if you don't have nothing good to say, how about you don't say nothing at all? And that's what I find myself doing a lot of times. Sometimes I don't have nothing good to say because somebody done pissed me off. I'm gonna go ahead and say that word. And what's gonna come next out my mouth ain't gonna be nothing that they can't that they can, I say, digest without having to pick themselves up off the floor. Then I'm not gonna say it because I never want to downgrade another queen to the point that I leave her bleeding or bruised or knock her crown so, crooked when I could have just simply straightened it up by a kind word, so to speak. Now, are there moments as ladies where we can get into a conversation and it could get to the point where we disagree and, things, need to be said? Yes. But it's all about how you say it. It's not the tone. Your tone should never get so disturbing that it comes across that you want to fight me. If you feel like I did something wrong, and when I say me, I'm just using me because I don't want to use y'all. But if you feel like I wronged you or I did or said something that I shouldn't have said to you, I'm okay with you coming to me and voicing your opinion. But what I'm not okay with is you coming yelling, screaming, and ready to fight me. Because, baby, do you realize, and this ain't to brag, but I'm just trying to tell y'all how you should stop in your tracks and learn to do unto others as you will have them do unto you. And that's because I'm trained for war. You feel what I'm saying? Army qualified, trained for war, right? But you wouldn't know that unless I told you. And that's not, I hope y'all understanding what I'm saying. So you never know the opponent that you're going against really and truly. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what they've been trained to do, not to do. You really don't know what kind of day that person is having. You don't know if you didn't talk them off a limb or on a limb. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know. So that's why it's important for you to do unto others as you would have them do unto you, because I have so many days where sometimes I need an encouraging word, right? And I'm not the only one. I know any viewer that's on here, you had those days too. So just think about it. And that's the moments I lie in. I'm like, if I'm having a bad day some days, then surely this person might be having a bad day. And then if I add to that bad day, and actually this is definitely suicide prevention month. So let me say that. So just think about that, you guys. The things that y'all do and say matter. It may not matter to you because you done got through, right? But you never know, that person might be right in the middle of their go through. And do you want to be the person that pushed them off that cliff? Because you're going to have to answer for that. And that's another moment, another live. We won't go into it, but I know you know what I'm talking about. So just get to the point, you guys, where you're the person that wants to find the solution and you're solution oriented instead of being problem oriented. That's all I'm saying. That's what this live is about. That's what we're going to the point where I say, let's go deep. Let's go deep beyond our normal patterns of trying to just go so low and be the first one to throw the jab or the lowest blow or whatever the case may be. I'm even seeing in these internet streets the most sweetest people that originally, when I started following them, they were so sweet. And so I even say like ladylike, and I was commenting, hey queen. And then the more I watch based upon the comments that they get, I'll say a lot of jealousy comments come through, and you see them changing. You did see that person argumentative and going back and forth with people and stuff like that. You're like, whoa. And I literally unfollow people for that reason, because I like people that stay the course. Once you know better, do better. That's what I do in life. I'm not going to go back and forth with people that just feel like these phalanges is used for them to type some hateful stuff to me. Do what you do. I'm gonna block you. Do what you do. I'm gonna delete you or report you. But what I'm not gonna do is keep returning to that same crap and keep responding to it. For what? I'm not going to give you the time of day. I'm not going to read your comment. I'm not going to get to the point where I'm just like, can y'all believe she said, and getting people on my side to hate you. For what? In life, there's always and should be a bigger person. And the bigger person is the one that continues to give blessings. I know that works for me. I can't tell you what works for you, but me being the bigger person, I've always been blessed. But whenever I got to the point where I stooped to somebody else's level, baby, trouble was waiting on me. Some trouble I had to fight my way through, and some trouble I had to sit in until I could get through it. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I choose a lighter load. I choose to just understand that people gonna say what they gonna say. People gonna do what they gonna do. But you know what? They have no right to force me to make any choice. The choice I make is the choice I'm gonna make. And the choice I choose in life is to do unto others as I would have them do unto me, not how they did me. It's gonna be some people that's gonna do you wrong. It's gonna be some people that's gonna say the wrong thing. It's gonna be some people that don't mean you good, especially in these internet streets. It's gonna be some people that just love to see you miserable because they miserable. It's gonna be some people that ain't miserable but want to see if they can make you miserable, so they can feel even better about not being miserable. So I say choose the temperature. You're the one that gets to set it in life, period. Whether it's in these internet streets or in these real life streets, baby, you set the tone. And once you set the tone and set the temperature, listen, you could turn it up, or if it get too cold, you could turn it down. If it get too hot, you could turn up the heat. You know what I'm saying? But that's your choice. If you want to go there and act a fool, that's your choice. At the end of the day, that's a decision you made. Or look at life like this. What if you got to the point where you just unbothered and undisturbed? That means you can make it through a whole day and go home safely, safe and sound. But if you get out your hookup, whether it's here in these internet streets or in real life, then you just help somebody else make a decision for you. Because as soon as you say something off the hook, they gonna say something off the hook. And we see it every day. Before you know it, somebody gonna do something vicious. Whether it's send your address to the whole world, if it's these internet streets, or whether they find out where you live and pull up on you, or whatever the case may be. Life is lifing without the drama. And people need people. So if everybody's dramatized, then who's going to be there for you? And who can you be there for? If everybody spends their whole life trying to be a part of drama, then we're going to have a drama-filled world and nobody able to help each other straighten their crowns, because kings need their crowns straightened to the men. The women, we need to straighten each other's crowns. So let's do better, y'all. And the one thing I am going to nugget, I'm going to drop on the men is, as a lady, as a sister, as an aunt, as a wife, as a friend, as a cousin, and all the roles and hats that I wear, I'm putting that out there to say, as a woman, my heart goes out to men a lot of times, because it seems like y'all think y'all have so much to prove. I'll even say to women and definitely to other men. But I want you to too understand that individuality is what women like me and any other woman that's about something loves to see. So I want you to know that you don't have to thug. I want you to know that you don't have to wear your pants down low. I want you to know that you're more than the boxers that you're trying to show. I want you to understand that you're more than those skinny jeans that you're trying to show your meat in, okay? I want you to understand that you're more than the car that you stepped out of. I want you to understand that you're more than the money that a woman wants you to spend on her. I want you to understand that you're more than that argument that you're about to have with another dude about how hard you are or how hard you aren't. Okay. I want you to understand that you are a man. And women, y'all ain't getting off either. But this right now, I'm talking to my brothers. I want you to understand as your sister. And this some real in real life stuff. This ain't no internet streets I'm talking about in real life or in the internet streets. I want you to hold your head up high. I want you to understand if you become a father, if you're blessed enough in life to become a father, the father figure that you become is what you decide. Don't let nobody decide what type of father you're going to be. You are the person that should decide, I'm a father and I'm going to father. And I'm going to put my best foot forward so that my children won't have any lack or lean. And that's all I'm going to say to the men, because like I said, I believe a man should talk to a man, and a man should be able to sit down with another man, and they should be able to not be hard, but they should be able to talk and straighten each other's crowns. To the point that when you then team up, 2 crowns is better than 1 crown, then 3 crowns, oh my goodness, 4 crowns, 5. Oh. That's when the women be like, when we could see men walking shoulder to shoulder in suits, pants pulled up, whatever, in jeans, not showing all that they got. But what comes out their mouth is such wisdom. It could be to the point where they are able to even say, hey, queens, how y'all doing today? And we could look and say, we're doing all right, kings. How y'all doing? That's the world that we should be living in. Not the one that be like, hey, ho, hey, B. Y'all know. She dressed like a slut. You see her? Even if you should reach that milestone in that moment, I'm talking to the men, well, the queen's back in with some good, kind words. Maybe even go so far to compliment the lady that you saw was dressed right instead of tearing down the lady that you saw wasn't dressed right. It's moments out there. So just look for the good. Treat people how you want to be treated. And that's how you are the most successful moment in life. Now, moving on to my ladies and queens, and then I'm going to end it. The best information and motivation and inspiration, jewel and nuggets I could drop on y'all. Let's do better on how we treat our fellow queens. No matter what your color is, I want to do unto you as I would have you do unto me. And when I show up that way, I just want you to show up that way. And ladies, if we get to the point where we treat each other that way, lady to lady, and then you definitely treat male to female that way, female to male, it'll be a better world. Life will be easier for you. I want to take you on a little moment, a little, some might call it a parable or whatever. Let's just go a moment in time. Let's say we're going to do the opposite. And I'm going to let you see that I know what I'm talking about, okay? That if you do it to others, as you will have them do unto you, you'll have a better moment, a better life, a better day. You'll get further in your careers. You'll get further in your finances. All that comes into play. You don't believe me? Listen. Since y'all use the terms baby mamas and baby daddies, then that's what I'm going to use in this story and see if y'all can feel me. All right, so you meet each other. Females, we meet a male. Oh, girl, he's cute. That, ooh, girl, he's cute, might turn to him walking over to you and y'all literally having a conversation. And from there, the conversation goes into what we like to label as a relationship, right? 9 times out of 10, and majority of the time lately, people have physical relationships, right? Because all you saw was he was handsome. He saw that you was fine, and y'all got together on a dime based upon that. And y'all got secluded and off to yourself. And before you know it, the lust took over and Nobody was thinking 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road. Shoot, y'all wasn't even thinking yet the next day, okay? Wasn't thinking about yesterday, okay? Truth be told. And you get intimate. And out of becoming intimate, truth be told, ladies, if I'm wrong, a lot of times the lady grows fonder based upon what moment just took place, and then the dude is like, oh my goodness, but I just was talking to Shorty yesterday, I don't know if I'm ready to settle down, and all the things that happen, y'all know all the in-betweens, right? And then based upon that moment, what happens majority of the time? Some are single mothers as a result of it. Some are married and divorced as a result of it. Some are still married as a result of it, and some are just like, I can't do this, and leads to I'll call undoing the pregnancy, right? So that's what we're talking about. A woman gets pregnant because a man can't. And then a woman gets pregnant from that one night of passion, or that one day, or that one morning, one afternoon, whenever it took place. And she comes to him and she says, we're having a baby. And that could go any kind of way, and we know all the different ways it could go, so I'm not going to spend time on that. But we're going to talk about one way that it goes. The one way that it goes is that y'all then start having all kinds of moments where he feels slighted, you feel like you gonna be there or else, or whatever the case may be, and it just grows to this hate relationship, so to speak, hate love relationship, because what you once loved, then you start hating it for each other. And the sad part is, ain't no time for that, because the time when y'all coulda, shoulda, woulda had those conversations and thought about it, you didn't, and now it's a whole life on its way. That for the next 18 years, at least, y'all got to be bothered with each other somehow, some way, whether the court's going to do it or y'all going to do it, or the family's going to do it, or whoever going to do it, some way or another. The child might grow up and be like, who my daddy is, whatever. Somewhere in life within those 18 years and beyond, you both are now parents. Did you hear what I'm saying? You both are now parents. The child had no choice in life. They didn't get to pick you as the daddy. They didn't get to pick you as the mommy. They didn't get a chance to decide whether they wanted to be your child or not, or be a child, period. But that time has come. If we would get to the point, right, if you're at that moment, and understand that is the greatest time for you to put your differences to the side. That is the greatest time for you to understand, even if y'all just can't be together and that's just not going to be a thing. For the next 18 plus years, it's not about you. I'm so glad in my life, pulling it back to me, that my mom and dad realized it wasn't about them. They made a decision that they needed to make to not be together. And my mom continued to have to be what we call now a single mother. And I thank my mom all the time. And we chuckle and laugh about it, but it's really not funny. But I thank her because she could have made a different decision, but she didn't. She decided to be my mother. She decided to be the best mother she could be, regardless of what my dad did, didn't do, couldn't do, did one day, didn't do the next day. I never, ever seen my mom complain about it. I never seen my mom go haywire about it. What I saw my mom do is continue to queen and figure life out. And I'm going to stop there because, like I said, her story is her story. But part of that was my story, and I told you my story. My mom raised me. And whenever I saw my dad, I would even go say, I love my dad to pieces, rest in peace to my father. Lindsay Murphy. But every time, what I admired about my dad is anytime he saw me, his baby girl, his eyes just had this like sparkle, and he would shut the whole crowd down no matter what I walked up to and walked in the middle of. He would say, "Hey, y'all better say hi to my baby girl. This is my little princess right here." And do you know what that did for me? It would make me just smile and just blush, and I just felt so good. And it, to this day, is the way, only way, a man can be in my life and make me feel. Now I'm a queen. So I'm saying all that to say, males, listening. The father that you are or become definitely impacts the queen that your daughter grows to be. Mothers, the queen that you present yourself, whether it's your boys or your girls, as daily, every second, every moment, every minute, when you mad, when you sad, when you happy, regardless of how you feel. Every moment of you counts in your children's life. So don't be distracted by the pressures of life and stay there. You're going to have moments where, you need to cry. You're going to have moments where it feels like, life is life and everything like that. But what I'm saying is don't get stuck there. Allow your kids, this goes for the male and the female in that relationship that didn't work or whatever, or that's working and may not work in the future. Allow your kids to see both of you whole. And I'm not talking about being hoes. I'm talking about being physically, mentally, spiritually whole. Because you know what that does for their future, for their present, their future, and we'll even say the past you can't change. So if you haven't been that parent, it's not too late. So for their future, their present and their future, it's never too late for you to say, hey, realistically, we wasn't that idle. We can't be. But what we can be is parents, both of us, to our children. What does that look like to you? Here's what it looks like to me. And somewhere in the middle, we'll meet all over again. It's okay. What you met in the beginning, you liked, and then somewhere as it moved along, you stopped liking it. You stopped liking him, he stopped liking you. Y'all stopped wanting to be an item, stopped wanting to be a couple. But y'all brought a life and lives into this world. So ain't no time for no pause for the cause. And for you to go love this one better and make more children and then make the same mistake and the same mistake and the same mistake. And before you know it, just a bunch of children with no fathers. And the saga just continues. And it's an in and out. The door just keeps in and out, closing, opening, closing, open, closing, open. It's time to stop that, y'all. It's time to take care of each other, take care of your business. The same way your boss wants you to show up for the job and do your job and do it correctly and not make no excuses is the same way you need to show up as parents. Trust me. I was once a child. I know what I'm talking about. And being a child with functionable parents got me to where I am today. And I seen it destroy my brothers, okay? By a father not being there. So that's why I could take this to heart and definitely talk about it and explain it and tell you guys, the males in our families need the males in our family to be upright, loyal, respectful, and show up every time for the females in the family. That's important. That's when you'll see less short skirts that could be pulled up with just a That's when you'll see less breasts being exposed. I'm talking about solutions, okay? That's when you'll see less women just jumping off and flying off at the handle with the mouth to their kid's father or their daddy, disrespecting them, or their mothers, or anybody. That's when you'll see less queen on queen drama. That's when, if you do have two baby mamas, you'll start seeing them getting along and being able to be favorable towards each other for the kids' sake. That's when you see that. When respect comes into play. And then for the ladies in the family, do you realize that up under us are other young women developing every day, coming into who they are, and they're watching their look? Who do you think they're learning from? They're learning from us. They're learning from what they see. I hear it all the time when I'm around my cousins. They're grown now. They say, when I was little, I wanted to dress like you. I seen you this way. I seen your hair always done. I seen, you this, you that. I started smoking weed because you was smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? And that part disturbs me. And I had that talk with them. I tell them, when I didn't know no better, I was out there, in them real streets, doing real things that I didn't know no better. But today, my choice and choices are very different. And here's why. And then I share with them why I've decided to stop. I share with them the real life stories behind what they saw and admired. And that's what I want to encourage our queens to do on here before I get off of here. I want you to be realistic. I want you to understand, like I told the males about what they're more than. I want you to understand that you are more than the hair on your head, the hair that's on or not on your head. You are more than any eyebrows. You are more than any eyelashes that you put on or take off. You are more than the sunglasses that you place on your face or the glasses that you wear to see. You're more than the lipstick that's popping on your lips. You're more than any piece of jewelry that you can put on. You're more than any hair wrap that you can put on. You're more than any clothes that you can put on. You're more than just a breast line. You're more than being too fat, too skinny, just right, body, 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 body. I hate that phrase. You're more than just a body, 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 body. I want you to understand that. You're more than the great kisser that you think you are. You're more than just laying in the bed and feeling like you can please a man and have sex with him like no other. You're more than that. You're more than any negative comment that has ever flown your way and stuck. You're more than any positive comment that made your head too big for your shoulders. What you are is purposed. You're here for a reason. And the reason why you're here is none ever to be determined as bad. You're here for a good reason. You just don't know what that reason is. If you feel like everything in life is negative, or if everything that you do in life gets to the point where it's violent, or you just don't enjoy life, or you just mad all the time at your used to be significant other, or if you feel like your baby daddy ain't nothing, is the best way I could put it. Just think about it this way. In order for him to be your baby daddy, I ain't gonna even finish it. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, he was all that. So now that he's grown to be something that you can enjoy, maybe you outgrew what he has to offer, or he outgrew what you have to offer, or whatever the situation is, it's time to leave each other whole. Just like I told the males, it's time to leave each other whole. And not to be hoes, but to be whole physically, mentally, and spiritually. Encourage each other. You may not be able to agree that he did you wrong and he won't admit it. He may never admit to that. He may never say he's sorry. But that's no excuse for you to lash out and lose the queen that you are. The only way I say for a man to treat you right is for you to learn how to show up in his life. That's the only way. But if you show up a hot mess your darn self, an attitude your darn self, what makes you think he ain't gonna have an attitude? What gives you the right to think that how you showed up, he can't show up? And even if you show up doing unto him as you would want done unto you, and he's not receptive to it, baby, just walk away. And maybe y'all should meet in person or more. Maybe a phone call or a conversation on a whole nother day can take place. But the thing is, when you stay at it with peace, then eventually peace happens. And if you don't believe me, I used to be in the military. And do you understand, when it's time to war, it's time to war. But when it's time for peace, it's time for peace. Ain't nobody got time for that. So y'all already determined, y'all no good for each other. That was the war. But what's the peace in it? The peace is the babies are here. And the babies need you. I don't, so to speak. Or vice versa. He might tell you, the babies need me. I don't need you. I don't want you in my life like that. But at the same time, in all fairness, both of y'all going to be in each other's life to the point that at least the kids can be in the same space with their parents and not feel the void. Does that make sense? All right. So I spent enough time on here, y'all. I think I done a little past what I decided to do. But I wanted to go deep with y'all because it's important that we understand that life is bigger than these internet streets. Life is bigger than the streets that we walk down literally every day in person. Because if each person takes responsibility for who they are, and what they bring to the table, and what they possess, or the mess that they show up with, and clean it up, can y'all imagine? We all could go on a cruise together, okay? Coupled up, booed up, you know what I'm saying? Singles wouldn't matter if they was tagging along or whatever the case would be, or all the singles could go, you know what I'm saying? It would be a better world if we just show up for each other in the right way, because then when we're in person and all together, we ain't got to worry about no mess. We ain't got to worry about no drama. We ain't got to worry about no bullet spraying. We ain't got to worry about none of that. You know why? Because we all determined in our mind to do unto others as we would have them do unto us. All right? Now keep that pure. That don't mean if you don't mind doing something wrong to somebody, you don't mind that being done. I mean, that mind something wrong being done to you that you like, oh, because I don't mind, they shouldn't mind. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm talking positive. Positivity only. Show up with your positive self. Show up with your best you. Okay? Leave that other person alone. Leave them at home. We don't want it. We don't like them. No, we ain't following them. We want to follow the real you, the best version of you. So that's what I'm going to leave these internet streets with. Can you please, from this day forward, show me the best version of you? And I will follow you. I will follow you. I will encourage you. I want you to motivate me. I want to motivate you. And let's get to know each other for real, okay? And leave the drama out of it. Take these phalanges and type some positive messages, okay? Can we do that? All right, y'all. This soldier signing off. May God bless y'all. Keep y'all and increase y'all. Y'all make sure y'all put in the comments, some good things so that people, when they scrolling through these comments, won't be like the other comments I was talking about. They see some positive moments popping off to the point they have to line up and become the best version of them. And you become the best version of you. I'm working on me, okay? And together we could be so successful, baby. There's a lot of money to be made in these internet streets, and it doesn't have to be in a negative manner. The more positive stuff we do, the more, I guarantee you, the more followers you would get, and people will have to line up with positivity. And the thing of drama will be a thing of the past, okay? So let's yank that money from the people that's doing all that drama, and let's start doing some positive things on here. Queens, I want to definitely collaborate with you. Let's start doing some positive things or whatever the case may be. Let's talk. Inbox me. You got something positive going on? Let's inbox each other. Let's get some positive things going on right here, you guys. So that way we could definitely pull this back to where it needs to be. And that's queens. Okay. Queens rocking their crowns and gowns. That's important. All right. Holler at y'all later. I'm her, Saniqua Nicole. Y'all have an amazing evening. May God bless you, keep you, and increase you. Go live your best life. Peace out. Have a good one. Thanks for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.